Good, bright, and beautiful morning. This is Connie Holmes with Be You to Be Full. And thank you for joining me for another inspirational reading. And this one, too, just like my last couple, this was written, actually, my daughter's birthday and my uncle's birthday, April 18th of 2017, apparently the year that I was kicking ass and taking numbers. So, the title of this is Pruning Isn't Just for Trees or Plants. And hopefully, when I'm reading this, you'll completely understand why I'm choosing to read this one at this time of our lives right now. So here goes. Pruning isn't just for trees or plants. I was recently at a flea market and found a vendor who was selling planted pods to grow seeds. Wanting to experiment with growing herbs and annual flowers, I bought some. Since I liked the vibe of the turquoise and silver jewelry wearing hippie throwback guy, and he wasn't too busy, I took advantage of his knowledge by asking him many questions about the overall care of plants. I know it is important to prune trees, bushes, shrubs, and plants, but I never knew exactly when to prune and definitely never learned how to prune. He first showed me how to prune, telling me that you want to always cut right before a Y joint, that I shouldn't be afraid to prune too much, and that I always want to follow the main stem as my guide. But what will always stick with me is that he said it is an absolute must to prune, because the more you do, the stronger the roots become. When you prune off the top, it forces the roots to grow that much deeper and become that much stronger. Many people are afraid to prune when there are pretty flowers growing, but he said you have to sacrifice that in order to get the foundation good and strong. And when you do that, just wait for all the beautiful flowers you will see. As he was talking, all I could think of was how this is a metaphor for human life. Why do we not spend time pruning ourselves? When we get too full or too busy, or we start to go astray, why do we not look in the mirror and see what we can cut back or even cut off? Is it because sometimes we have pretty flowers beginning to grow? Why do we let that be our guide, especially if we know even prettier and stronger flowers are waiting just under the surface? Part of it, too, is that what we have and who we are is simply all that we know. We might be afraid to let go of something that it is a part of us or something that we think defines us. However, the reality is that when we let go of those things which no longer serve us, it is making us that much stronger. If you look at the definition of pruning, it's a verb, and it means 1, to trim by cutting away dead or overgrown branches or stems, especially to increase fruitfulness and growth, or 2, reduce the extent of something by removing unwanted parts. Well, isn't that what we need to do in life sometimes? Do you have a branch that is growing really close to you right now that is sucking up all of your water and taking all of your sunshine? I'm sorry, but all I'm thinking of right now is I'm doing this while many people in the country are in quarantine right now. And so some people might be in quarantine with somebody who is sucking up all of their water and taking all their sunshine right now. So if that's the case, learn from that. Do you need that branch? If not, prune it. Do you have a branch that is growing over you and risking the shape and direction that you will grow? Do you need that branch? If not, prune it. See, these branches are things in our daily life, such as dead-end job or a needy boyfriend or girlfriend. We hang on to these things because we are afraid we won't have the same benefits as the job we have now, or that we will have to enter the dating scene again. Whatever the scenario and whatever the example, we must trust that our true bud is waiting just below the surface and will grow and light up our life just as soon as it has a space to do so. If we don't prune ourselves, eventually we have too many branches or we're too busy. Those branches start taking too much from us and we no longer have enough water and sunshine to grow. And just like a shrub, we begin to look sickly and eventually die. If all we could have done was look at ourselves objectively and say, no, this no longer serves me, and have the self-worth to prune ourselves, we could have lived a bountiful life. How do you want to bloom this year? Would you like to find a new job, save more money, lose weight, start your own business? Whatever it is, taking a very good look in the mirror and determine what might be holding you back from reaching your full potential. Do not be afraid to cut. Trust in the cycle of life and the seasons of nature, and remember that you are deserving to be a deeply rooted, colorful, beautifully scented, bountifully bloomed individual. Those were very flowery words there. Do you know why? because you are a beautiful person just as you are. Even if you are working on enhancing portions of your life, you are you, and that is beautiful, and you are enough. And it just ends with saying, keep moving and keep growing. So there really isn't too much to elaborate on with this blog, because I think it really, uh, anyone can see what I mean by this blog and why I'm reading it now. I guess I just want to maybe remind of just a couple of things. The one thing that I really, really liked what the guy told me when you prune is to always use that main stem as your guide. And I look at that as, if you consider your main stem as maybe being your soul, knowing that you always trust your soul will never steer you wrong. If you just use that as your guide, or know that your main stem equals your soul, you really can't go wrong. And then also, even if you do see something pretty and beautiful, but just in your heart and your gut, there's something more under the surface. Don't be afraid to cut off or change what you see in front of you right now, and just trust that something more beautiful and refreshing is under that surface. And then also, just as he told me, when you prune from the top, and when you do that, it's forcing those roots to grow deeper and stronger into the soil. And if we can remember that too, that every time we're pruning ourselves, and so that's taking chances, that's being vulnerable, that's doing something different, whatever it is, every single time we do that, even if it's a hit or it's a miss, every single time we're vulnerable and we take chances, we are just deepening our roots that much more. And that is powerful. So I will end this by saying that I hope this message resonates with people. I hope it motivates people to think about this. And, with the weekend coming up, maybe take some time to really reflect on your life, your situation, what you want, what you don't want, and have the guts to make whatever changes you need to do. Some of them can be small little changes, like deciding to eat a piece of fruit instead of potato chips, or it can be something much bigger than that. But whatever it is, just trust in yourself. That's the key message. Trust in yourself, and stick with your main stem, which is your soul. All right. Hope this was a good one. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.